What's good, y'all? So this is UFC 318. We got Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier in New Orleans. Dustin Poirier's retirement fight. I gotta be honest, guys. It was kind of hard for me to get excited for this fight. Two old guys who fought twice before already. Dustin Poirier, last fight was acting like it was a retirement fight, and now it's his second retirement fight.
I gotta see. I think this could be it, honestly, Joe.
Well, if it is it, congratulations.
All week, it's just been a love letter to Dustin Poirier. And I get it. I love Dustin Poirier. But it's just constantly like, are we... This is my face. This has been my face for the past 6 hours. I knew this would be a good fight. You know, like we know it's going to be a good fight. If any of the top 5 lightweights are fighting each other, if Max Holloway is fighting anyone, it's going to be a good fight. But what are the stakes? Like at the beginning of the fight, Daniel Cormier was like, I got goosebumps. I'm like, bro, what do you, goosebumps for what? What are the stakes for a retirement fight? What are the stakes for a BMF fight? Like, there's no stakes. These guys are buddies. They're going to be like, oh, my bad, bro. Hey, good job, bro. There's no stakes. It was just hard to get excited for this. But, I mean, Dustin Poirier, he was in rare form. In my last video, you could see he's been thugging it out. Even Bruce Buffer, when he announced him, he said thug jitsu. Dustin Poirier was still wearing jean shorts up until 20 minutes before his fight. I don't know what kind of mindset he was in. Lil Wayne walked him out, you know, gave him so much energy. I thought it would be a little cooler of a walkout than this. He was just, 15 feet back yelling, let's go, Dustin. Just, if you were to hear that in the dark alley, you'd probably... it would turn on your fight or flight senses for sure. Let's go, Justin. Yamula, baby. Yamula, baby. I ain't little ways about it. So let's get into the fight. Round 1, Max knocked him down. And I started realizing that if Max wins this fight, my YouTube is going to turn into HateTube. No. If I get a pick wrong, Lord have mercy. When I get picks wrong on this YouTube channel, it's like I'm the president sending troops off to war. Okay, people start talking about Flying Squirrel MMA like 2007 George W. Bush. That's how you guys start treating me. So I already know my comment section right now, it's probably pouring in. Hey, quit. Hey, quit YouTube. Stop making YouTube videos. Hey, Flying Squirrel, you're a flying idiot. Hey, Flying Squirrel. I just know it's just nothing but hate. But I realized, Max really doesn't care. In the interviews, you couldn't tell, but Max is really trying to win this fight. He turns it on, and he's treating Dustin Poirier like he's a contender in the featherweight division. You guys remember that streak where Max was just like creaming all these guys? Pause. Where Max was just destroying all these guys in the featherweight division. Anyone who wanted to fight Volk, you had to get through Max, and then none of them got through Max. That was how he was treating him. Also, why does it say Holloway is the champ, bro? I mean, I know it's BMF, but come on now. This is crazy, man. Ilia Topuria really made me forget how good Max Holloway is. Like, he's quicker, he's faster, he has volume, he mixes in the kicks, he has distance management really well. Ilia really made me forget how good Max Holloway is. How good is Ilia Topuria? How good is Ilia Topuria? Because Max Holloway does this to every single person. He 49-46'd Dustin Poirier. He 45-50'd Justin Gaethje. He pretty much 49-46's everybody else except for Ilia Topuria and except for Alex Volkanovski. How good is Ilia Topuria? Max Holloway, he hurt Dustin in the first round. He hurt Dustin in the second round. Towards the end of the second round, Dustin was able to drop Max, but this was really the best that Dustin did. He dropped Max, and of course, he jumped the ghillie, ended up on top, rained down elbows. By the end of round 2, it was like, yeah, we got to fight, bro. But that didn't last. Like, by round 4, Max had outstruck Dustin Poirier 140 strikes to 85 strikes, which is like almost double the strikes. It's almost double the strikes. So, Dustin, he was a hometown hero. And he's doing all that. They're just trying to turn this into like a Mickey Mouse thing. That's the only thing I don't like. When Dustin Poirier fights, I know we love him, bro, but like this ain't Disney World, okay? This isn't the end of Pocahontas. This ain't a Disney movie, okay? This is UFC. So every time Dustin Poirier is like, all right, yeah, and he nods to the camera, everyone just grabs the, oh, come on, dog. This is a fight, bro. Come on now. Max was outstriking this man almost 50% more striking. At round 5, it got to the worst. It was the worst, the most delusional takes I had heard the whole fight. At the beginning of round 5, Dean Thomas, he goes, yeah, I think Poirier's pressure is really getting to Max. You know, Dean Thomas calling in from the local Zaxby's. I really think his pressure's getting to Max. I think Max is wearing down a little bit. What are you talking about, bro? Max is not getting worn down at all. And then DC is saying, yeah, I don't know. It seems like Max might be in the lead. What do you mean it seems like? Max is literally he's up 3-1 minimum. Max is up 3 rounds to 1 minimum. And these guys are like, I don't know, Dustin Poirier is gaining on him. Dude, bro thinks this is a rom-com movie? This is the UFC. We love Dustin Poirier. This is the UFC, though. The sentimentality, it's cool, dude. It's cool. Everyone becomes sentimental. Everyone wants to say, my bad, bro. Come on now, dog. So what do I think about Dustin Poirier retiring? And I don't want to be a hater. It probably is coming across that I'm a hater. I'm not a hater. I love Dustin Poirier. Rewatching his fight against Conor McGregor, both his fights against Conor McGregor, classic fights, man. He really is the reason why Conor, like if you go back all the way back in the butterfly effect, you don't have Dustin Poirier knocking out Conor McGregor. You never get Conor McGregor with a weight tied to his junk. Y'all realize that? That's a crazy coincidence that now 5 years later, Dustin Poirier knocks out Conor McGregor. Then they have a rematch. Conor McGregor snaps his leg in half. 5 years after that, we get Chael Sonnen can't stop looking at Conor.
I can't quit staring at Conor's.
Dustin Poirier is responsible for that.
I can't stop.
Also, look, this is such a weird, like, this looks like a scene from GTA 6 or something. Dustin Poirier, Lil Wayne, Dana White. What the heck? But yeah, man, I think it's good for him to retire. I think these fighters should retire. They should be taking after Khabib Nurmagomedov more often of, hey, let me retire while I can still, walk with my 2 feet before my speech starts getting slurred. Let me retire before I go on a 7-fight losing streak. I think that's really smart. I'm glad to see him walk away. I wish more guys would walk away. Like if there's no more compelling fights and you're a millionaire and you got side businesses and stuff, dude, leave. Why are you still fighting? Invest your money, go make a side business. He's got the hot sauce company. Get out of here, man. Enjoy your family, live your life. I'm happy that he retired. I'm happy for him. I hope he can thrive. I hope there's no CTE, no lasting issues. I really wish him well. Let's go through the rest of the fights. I'm telling you, this card drove me to my limits as a YouTuber. I was really questioning everything. But we'll go back to Gourmet Sessions' worst nightmare, the eraser, Borrachinha. Paulo Costa, he's back, man. I was so surprised to find out that Paulo Costa and Roman Kopylov are the same age. They're both 34 years old. But Roman Kopylov, he just looks like he's 25. He looks like he's 21 just because he has that haircut. He looks like Michael Cera. He's the Russian Chase Hooper. But man, this was good, man. It was good to see Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa used to be my favorite fighter. Like, I've been watching UFC since John Jones fought Shogun. But it was like off and on. When Paulo Costa... I'll tell you when I started getting really, really consistent watching UFC. It was when Paulo Costa was on his win streak, and I watched a YouTube video by Mixed Molly Wapari about the eraser Paulo Costa, and he hyped this dude up to be just a monster. And that was also the first time really watching like MMA YouTube, and I got so hyped. And I remember watching Paulo Costa versus Yoel Romero. And it was like watching 2 Decepticons fighting each other. Y'all remember that, man? And then when Paulo Costa got to the title shot, I didn't like Israel Adesanya. I thought Izzy was like corny. I thought he was goofy. I thought he was weird. And then Izzy does the thing where he like violated him at the end of the fight. And that made me hate Izzy even more.
I disapprove 100%.
It wasn't until afterwards that I was like, okay, I guess this guy's here to stay, that I became an Izzy fan. But and then Paulo Costa kind of fell apart after that Izzy loss. Anyways, let's get back to this fight. Paulo Costa, he was looking better than he has in a while. And I don't think we can blame that all on him. I think when he fought Sean Strickland, that was Sean Strickland's fault. One question, why are Roman Kopylov's shorts so long? Like, why do these look like early 2000s swim trunks? I don't know. The Roman Kopylov, how is he the second biggest fight in this? How is this the co-main event? Anyways, man, Paulo Costa, he put it on him. First round was his best round. Second round was his second best round. Third round, he was looking rough. He was breathing with his mouth. He was pretty sloppy, but he was still winning. He still outstruck Roman Kopylov every single round, which is crazy because Roman Kopylov is a kickboxer. But it's just levels to this thing, man. And when the eraser is on that secret juice, he's unstoppable. All right, next fight this was a very confusing fight. I really thought Kevin Holland was going to starch Daniel Rodriguez. No, Daniel Rodriguez, dude, somebody call ICE. Prison guard, final boss. Daniel Rodriguez, he pulled the prison shank out and he started dropping Kevin Holland. He started out wrestling Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland, this is what happens when you fight a gang member. Gang members know what a 45-70 is, man. Holland started panic wrestling. Why'd I say that? Round 2 was Daniel Rodriguez's best round of his life. And in the pre-fight, he was saying because this fight had been booked earlier, he had been training for Kevin Holland for years. And I could see that. He seemed very prepared. He wasn't fazed by any of the antics. But round 3, Kevin Holland started wailing, and he actually was able to hurt D-Rod. D-Rod out-wrestled him a little bit. He grappled, got on top, got in the top mount, and beat on Kevin down.
Hey, yo!
Beat Kevin up from top mount, got the win. Yeah, bro. This was actually a good fight. It's probably fight of the night. We know that Dana White loves Kevin Holland. He's probably giving Kevin Holland that money. Let's get to this fight. This fight pushed me to the edge. Okay? Pushed me to the freaking edge. This fight was so boring, I went in the garage and started working on like a woodworking project. That's how boring this fight was. They were stinking it up. I don't need melatonin. I don't need sleeping pills. I don't need what Michael Jackson had. Just turn on a pit bull fight where he's not going to fight aggressively. He's going to hold on to a guillotine choke and do nothing with it, even though he's a world champion black belt grappler. He's going to do nothing with it. I was thinking Dan Ige was going to beat him. I was hoping Dan Ige would put the paws on him, knock him out or something. Dude, no, man. And even when the fight picked up, it was boring. All right, yeah, so let's move on to the next fight. Zell Huber versus Michael Johnson. First of all, Zell Huber must be like hollow because how is this guy's 6'1"? He's fighting at 155. Look at the size difference right here. Zell Huber's 6'1". This guy's like 5'10", 5'9". Zell Huber is 25 years old. This guy's like 40 years old. And they were talking all that trash. Daniel Zell Huber at the press conference. Cussing at each other at the press conference just to throw leg kicks for 3 rounds. Dude, are you kidding me, Zell Huber? You had a fight of the year. You're 6'1". You 15 years younger than this guy. I don't know, bro. Also, why is DC enormous? Look how big DC looks in this picture. Look how big he looks like Shrek, dude. He looks like Shrek talking to a Puss in Boots. Why does he look 500 pounds? I don't know, man. Daniel Zell Huber, he went from fight of the year to Daniel Zell Uber driver. I don't have to talk about the other fight. This is my YouTube channel. I'm going to talk about 2 fights. One, I'm going to talk about Vettori versus Allen. Why was Vettori versus Allen not on the main card? I don't know. This was a really good fight. We need more fights like Vettori versus Allen. 2 guys who don't like each other. Imagine that it's a good fight. I know I have just talked about 2 guys who didn't like each other and it was a boring fight with Michael Johnson and Daniel Zell Huber. My bad. They're not ranked though. 2 guys in the top 15 who don't like each other, who fought in a casino. Wow, they had an exciting fight. 2 guys in the top 15 who don't like each other, who fought in a casino, who have no head movement. Wow, they had an exciting fight. Two guys in the top 15 who don't like each other, who fought in a casino, who have no head movement and like no knockout wins. They had an exciting fight. John Anik, he started out talking about, dude, this whole freaking card, they're just trying to pull on your heartstrings. Talking about how Vettori lost his little brother in like a house fire. Dude, I don't want to hear... I don't want to hear this crap. What is John Anik's deal, bro? Both of these fighters dealing with custody battles. Both of these fighters have lost a loved one. But then it's kind of funny. As soon as the fight starts, he just says, Vettori has a brick head. Marvin Vettori just has a brick head. He's impossible to knock out. This fight was very good. By the end of the first round, Marvin was already stunned. Allen had already gotten Marvin down and his nose was bleeding. They were fighting like they didn't like each other. Brendan Allen got the win. Really good fight. Allen was eating him up on the ground. Vettori is doing good on the feet. Great fight. I would pay to see that again. Last fight I want to talk about, is Atiba Gauthier. And I am telling you, I would sell my whole YouTube channel just for a vial of this man's blood. Okay? This dude is as much... They just have other Francis Ngannous walking around Cameroon. They just have other Francis Ngannous just walking down the street in West Africa. And I dare one of you couch potatoes to say that these guys are on roids. You see these guys in Africa, you look at them, you cannot look at them and be like, bro, he works on tires. You see these clips of people walking around South Africa and they're like car mechanics and they look like Francis Ngannou. I dare one of you fat American slobs to look at them and say they're on roids, bro. These genetics are ridiculous. Atiba Gauthier, he walked in there, it looked like he had bricks in his gloves. He was fighting. Robert Valentin is good too. With one shot, Robert Valentin was in the fetal position. That I've never seen power like this since Francis Ngannou. Like, it's ridiculous, bro. Mind you, bro, this guy's 6'4", bro. This guy's 6'4", fights at middleweight. He looks like that. I cannot wrap my head. Usually when I see a dude that buff, it makes me like say, oh, I need to do some push-ups. That guy, dude, I'm not even like, push-ups aren't going to get me to that level. Robert Valentin was smoking these guys in The Ultimate Fighter. 2 shots from Atiba Gauthier, and he's in the fetal position. This guy was like a Norse. He's like a villain from God of War. All it takes is the neighborhood street fighter from Cameroon, and the guy is covering his head in the corner. Atiba Gauthier, I can't wait to see this guy fight in the top 10, in the top 15. He is such an exciting fighter. His power is out of this world. I hope he can clean up the technique, so he doesn't get caught by some technical, boring fighter. I really hope he can get up there. Could you imagine him fighting Dricus? Can you imagine how good that fight would be, man? That Atiba Gauthier cooking Robert Valentin, first round, that made it, bro. That's the last fight I'm going to talk about. This is Flying Squirrel MMA. Please be nice to me in the comments. I know I got my last pick wrong. Thanks for watching. Thank you for donating to Haiti. I don't know exactly how much money we raised, but we raised more than nothing. And that money will go a long way for those kids. The Bible says if you give to the poor, you are lending to the Lord. So God bless you all, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.